Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are tearing into a phenomenon that pretty much touches everyone in the U.S., Thanksgiving week road travel.
And we're not just talking about the usual traffic jams.
No, not at all. We're diving deep into the hard data that shows exactly when and, why our driving gets so reckless during this big annual migration.
The scale is just immense.
It really is. I mean, think about it. You've got over 70 million people driving 50 miles or more historically.
And this year there's that extra variable, the uncertainty around flights.
Exactly. The research we saw suggests something like 60% of travelers are rethinking their plans.
Which means a lot more cars on the road, amplifying the risk.
So our mission today is to unpack this massive analysis from Cambridge Mobile Telematics, or CMT.
They're a data science firm, and they pulled from over 60 million individual trips between 2022 and 2024. It's a huge data set.
A huge data set. And we're going to pinpoint exactly how much speeding and distracted driving spike. And I have to say, there's one number in here that is just staggering. It's not double. It's not even close. We're talking a triple-digit surge at one very specific time of day.
And that's why we have to be really clear about the definitions before we even get into the calendar.
Okay, good point. Ground rules.
To understand the risk, you need to know what we're actually measuring. What's really fascinating here is how the data scientists at CMT filtered out minor accidental stuff.
So they're not counting every little mistake.
No. They're focused on sustained, habitual, dangerous driving. So for distracted driving, they define it as screen interaction distraction.
Meaning what, exactly? Not just having your phone on the seat.
Right. It means you are actively tapping or swiping on the screen while the car is moving over 9 miles per hour.
Oh, so if you're at a stoplight, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. But if you're rolling through traffic, it absolutely does. It's about deliberate engagement.
That makes the numbers way more meaningful. It's the difference between, glancing at a notification and actually trying to type a message.
Precisely. And speeding has that same kind of crucial filter. It's defined as going 9.3 miles per hour over the speed limit for at least 300 feet.
About the length of a football field?
The length of a football field. So again, we are not talking about someone just tapping the accelerator for a second to pass someone.
This is sustained, reckless driving.
Exactly. It's measuring the conscious risk taker.
That context is so important. It makes these huge percentage spikes we're about to talk about feel much more intentional.
They are.
Okay, so let's get into it. The main event. Thanksgiving Day itself, compared to a totally normal Thursday.
Right.
Overall, the numbers are pretty alarming right out of the gate. Distracted driving, that active screen time jumps 10.8%.
And to put that into real terms, that takes the average from about 1 minute and 53 seconds of distraction per hour of driving.
Up to 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yep, which is significant for sure. People are definitely less focused. But that's not the real story here.
What is?
The real story is urgency. The data shows the primary risk isn't distraction, it's speed.
How big of a jump are we talking?
Speeding explodes. It jumps 68% overall on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow, 68%. That's more than 6 times the increase we see in distraction.
That's it right there. The main behavioral shift isn't about the phone. It's about flooring the gas pedal. The need to get there fast.
So when is this recklessness peaking? What does the hour-by-hour data show us?
Well, the urgency starts immediately. That 68% overall spike is built on this truly staggering early rush.
People trying to beat the traffic.
People trying to beat the traffic they themselves are creating. At 7 a.m., time spent speeding is 187% higher than a normal Thursday.
187. Just let that sink in. That's almost 3 times the amount of time spent speeding.
People are leaving super early because they're afraid of gridlock, and they're doing it at these profoundly reckless speeds.
That is the number we teased, and it really is stunning. It kind of highlights a weird behavioral loop, doesn't it? If everyone wakes up early and drives like a maniac to beat the rush,
then 7 a.m. becomes the most dangerous rush hour.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of holiday danger.
It's exactly that. It shows the psychology at play. It's time scarcity. When the trip feels high stakes, like getting to Thanksgiving dinner, people just prioritize speed over safety.
Even if it's counterproductive.
Even then. And then you get to the mid-morning window. This is prime time for heading to the main event.
Right.
Between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., distraction is over 20% higher. It peaks right at 11 a.m.
That feels like the frantic coordinating time frame. I'm running late. Let me just text the host to say I did remember the casserole window.
That's a perfect way to put it. And the crucial thing is that distraction's happening alongside continued speed.
So it's not one or the other.
Not at all. During that same block, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., time spent speeding is still 104% above average.
So high urgency and a total lack of focus, a dangerous
A
combo.
very dangerous combo.
Okay, so what happens after the big meal? I would have thought, maybe naively, that everyone's full of truckee and settles down. Roads get safer.
You'd expect a total lull, right? But the data is surprising. Distraction does dip a bit during the main dinner hours, say 1 to 3 p.m. But even in that lull, it's still 10.2% above average.
So people are still more distracted than normal, but then what?
Then the risk snaps right back. The afternoon getaway.
When the leftovers get packed up and it's time to go.
Exactly. From 4 to 5 p.m., distraction climbs back up to 17.1% above normal. That's 2 minutes and 15 seconds per driving hour.
Wow.
But again, the major risk factor is speed. The afternoon spike is almost as dramatic as the morning one. From 3 to 5 p.m., speeding jumps to a level that is 167% above average.
The pressure to get home or maybe to the next family thing is just as intense.
It means the roads are dangerous pretty much all day.
So that's Thanksgiving Day itself. But the whole travel window is much wider. A lot of people do the long-distance stuff on Wednesday, on Thanksgiving Eve, or on Black Friday.
And that's where we see the pattern continue. Risky behavior goes up on both of those days, and speeding is still the main problem.
But the motivation is probably a little different on those days.
It seems to be. Let's look at Wednesday, the official start of the chaos. Overall, distraction's only up a little bit, about 2.1%.
But when does that spike happen? I'm guessing it's all about people leaving work.
You nailed it. The peak is a sudden 10.1% jump right at 5 p.m.
The moment people clock out.
The instant. Drivers are officially on their holiday break, and their focus immediately shifts from work to, coordinating their trip, texting family.
It's that I'm on vacation now mentality kicking in before they've even hit the highway. A sudden release of stress that turns into recklessness.
And that psychological shift is paired with immense speed. Overall speeding on Wednesday is up 27%, the biggest jump.
Let me guess, 5 p.m.
63% higher, right at 5 p.m. It lines up perfectly. And that elevated speeding stays high, around 37% higher, all the way until 8 p.m.
So let's shift to Black Friday. That's a different beast. You've got fatigue from the holiday, plus the pressure of shopping or just the last leg home.
And the data shows that complexity. Distraction is actually higher than on Wednesday. It's up 5.5% overall.
Reaching 2 minutes and 8 seconds an hour.
Right. And it spikes sharply between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m.
That seems like a mix of people heading home after staying over, plus the Black Friday shoppers themselves.
That's the theory. People checking apps for deals, navigating crowded lots, all while driving.
So physical fatigue and mental load. What about speed on Friday? Where's the final rush?
Speeding is up 32% overall that day, which is the biggest increase of the extended travel window, other than Thanksgiving Day itself. The peak is a 65% jump between 2:00 and 5 p.m.
The afternoon again.
The afternoon again. As people are wrapping up their shopping or their family visits that I just need to be home and done with this, urgency comes right back.
So if we pull it all together Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the story's really clear. The minute we shift into holiday mode,
Characterized by anticipation and, that feeling of time scarcity.
we're not just more distracted, we are profoundly focused on rushing.
The rush factor is the through line. It just overrides everything else. It's systematic. It starts Wednesday afternoon, surges on Thursday, and then spikes again Friday as the weekend closes.
And this all loops back to what we said at the start. You, the listener, need to consider that this data reflects normal holiday travel.
Right.
If the flight uncertainty pushes even more people onto the roads this year, that volume is going to meet this amplified reckless behavior. The risk could be even higher.
And it raises that final point about scale. The sheer size of these increases 187%, 167%. It suggests that road risk isn't just a little higher on holidays.
No, it's a profound, measurable change in our collective psychology.
Impatience is the driver of danger.
That is a crucial takeaway. And it leaves a final thought for you to consider as we wrap up this deep dive. The data shows this deep link between the timing of travel and peak risk. It suggests the motivation for the trip holiday excitement versus a daily commute completely changes our approach to safety.
It really does.
So what does that tell us about the psychological impact of being in holiday mode? How we view consequences when we're preoccupied with celebration? The data makes it very, very clear that just arriving home safely is truly something to be thankful for.